Hello, I'm Becky Bleivick from Cooper Eagle. I'm here today with Dan Cooper, Domingo Reyes, and Walter Johnson. And we're here to discuss the new Church of Christ 403b9 retirement plan. Dan is a retired minister. He had a 48-year career in ministry, and he served two churches in New Jersey. Domingo is a current minister at the Green Bank Church of Christ in Wilmington, Delaware. And Walter is a current elder at the Green Bank Church of Christ. He's also one of the trustees of the Church of Christ 403b9, and he's a retired financial advisor and certified financial planner. So we're here today to discuss this new retirement plan and the benefits that it has for ministers and staff. Dan, I'll start with you. After serving in full-time ministry for 48 years, did the churches that you ministered to have any type or offer any type of retirement plan?
Becky, they did not. And mine might have been a little bit unusual in that my entire life was spent in ministry in the Northeast, where churches typically tend to be newer and maybe not as large. And so this may not be the case for all churches, but in my experience, having traveled some, many churches do not offer any type of retirement plan for the minister. If they have a retirement plan, it's because the minister set up the plan and he is the one that kind of orchestrates it. By God's grace, actually, there were two couples, a father and son, that we converted during our first years in a church plant. And as farmers, which are very common here in South Jersey, they saw the necessity of setting aside for their retirement. And they said, I think the Spirit of Christ was in them. If we're going to take care of our retirement, then we need to help take care of the minister's retirement too. And so they pretty much insisted that the church there, even though it was young and not particularly financially strong, they insisted that this is a part of what we must do to take care of our minister. So I owe it to these two farmers for helping us to get started in a traditional IRA.
And knowing now what you know about a 403b9 plan, would you have preferred to save for retirement through one of them?
Yeah, quite candidly, I think any minister that is given the option between a traditional IRA or a 403b9 plan would choose the 403b9 because of primarily two reasons. There are many reasons. Not only is it a benefit to the whole church staff, but particularly for ministers, it's an advantage because you can continue even into retirement to take advantage of the pastoral housing allowance, sometimes called the cash housing allowance. And you can also have the church. In most cases, the church is willing to match a percentage of what your salary is. So not only are you putting money into your retirement, but the church is helping with putting money, which, by the way, is something that's very common for most employers. They would put away a certain percentage to help with their employees. And so the church is just doing what many employers already do with this plan.
Great, thanks, Dan. Domingo, a couple of questions for you. When your church was first discussing offering this plan to you and the staff, what were your initial thoughts or concerns?
Well, Becky, initially when I heard about the plan, I was really reluctant to even be a part of it. I guess I just really didn't understand what the 403b plan was. I was currently in an IRA and truthfully happy with the guidance I was getting from my personal advisor and with what we were doing with that. So when I heard 403b, I was reluctant. The idea of kind of moving money from there to this new plan just really didn't appeal to me. But as I learned a little bit more, first of all, I learned that I didn't have to move anything into it. I could just start fresh, new. And the thing that really sold me was really the church matching plan also. They would match me up to 3%. And so that's really the church investing in me. And so I'm investing myself also in our future. So it's a win-win for me.
And was it easy for you to set up?
Setup could not have been easier. The process, I just went to the website, filled out the application on their secure site, and it was probably within 15 minutes, I was done my part. And so if you're able to fill out an online application, this should be relatively easy for you.
Awesome, thank you. So Walter, as I mentioned, you are a current elder at your church. And when your church was considering being a part of this plan, what or how did you feel that this would help your minister and your staff?
Hi, Becky. When I first heard of the plan, I liked that it was aimed at Church of Christ ministers and staff and run by individuals associated with the Church of Christ. Plus, I liked that the plan advisor, Cooper Eagle, is headed by Andrew Cooper, who holds the Certified Financial Planner, or CFP, designation as I do, which commits him and his staff to act as fiduciaries, meaning they must place the interests of their clients before their own. Not all plan advisors pledge themselves to this standard. This plan will provide a structure for churches, ministers, and staff to save for retirement. Also, the churches will match the employee contribution up to 3%, providing more funds for their employees' retirement.
And you obviously had to have the budgeting conversation, right? And can the church afford this? So what did that discussion entail?
Before we contemplate how much, we should ask why. In the past, churches have included in their ministers' compensation monies for retirement, healthcare, and further education, but frequently, due to the absence of a plan or matters beyond their control, what should have gone into their retirement savings was lost. As we worked on our budget, we considered the new funding along with performance and inflation, as well as part of the annual performance review. The first year's increase with the new 3% match was larger than usual, but going forward, this will become part of the new norm.
Great. Well, thank you. Thank you for all of that information. Thank you, Dan, Domingo, and Walter, for your perspective and your time. And for anyone who may be watching this video, if you'd like more information about the Church of Christ 403b9 retirement plan, you can go to the website churchofchrist403b9.com. And there you can find frequently asked questions and other resources. So thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Becky.
you.